a joy that you have found us for this podcast. How exciting it is to think that this spiritual message is going out to people around this planet. Whether your life is working at a peak level or whether it can use some enhancement, have I got the message for you today. So get a piece of paper, get ready to take notes, call a friend, have them watch this podcast also. Then you too can have something to talk about and take it to a deeper level. So enjoy. Here we go.
Hello everyone, I'm Reverend Tammy Miller. It's my joy to be with you here today as Reverend Christian is taking a week off to be on vacation with his family. And so we're rolling along here with this theme, Seaside Sizzling Summer of Creativity. It's hard, it's a lot of parts. Anyways, and so we're following along. We have a sacred circle that's going along with it, and each of the weeks there's different things that we're focusing on and studying. And this week, the title is, Can't Explain, Had to Have Been There. And I was thinking about that kind of on a deeper level. Can't explain, had to have been there. And I was, this last week, well actually lately, my life has just been fast. Lots of things to do, get it done, get to be efficient, get it done, get it done, get it done. And every so often, I don't know if you guys ever do this, I'm sure that you do, the stack gets really high and the focus gets about getting it done and you're really not in the present moment, you're really not creating and it really doesn't feel good. You're just busy and you're not getting it done and not feeling good while you're not along the way. And I many of you know that I'm getting married in November, 11/11/11. Yes, thank you. And I have done absolutely nothing, and that's like 2.5 months from now. So it's like, okay, we got to get it done, get it done, get it done. So my girlfriend's getting married, and she found a place on the internet to get a wedding dress, and she ordered them, and she's getting married way after me. And she ordered hers, and they already came, and she tried them on, said they were nice quality, this, that, and the other, and they're really reasonable. They're like between $100 and $200, and they're beautiful. They're like $354,000 to choose from. So that's a lot. I don't have time to go through that many. So I'm going through them all, and I think, okay, I kind of like this, and it has. I read that you can send them back. So it's like no big deal. Okay, I'll just order these 3, and then I'll pick the one I like, send the rest back. And then it doesn't. It's a foreign site or something, and so it's an international one. So it doesn't even really say. I mean, you like order one. It doesn't ask you what size, what color, whatever you want. It just has this like memo section. So I said, all right, I want it. I can't believe I'm saying this. I was like, okay, I want a size 12. That's what size I wear. Even though they have size charts and stuff, I was in a hurry, and it's just like that's what size I wear, size 12. So that's cool. I said, okay, done. It's coming in a month. Great. I look a week later, and my daughter, we're getting ready to order her dress for it, and all of a sudden I see this, we're measuring her, we see the size charts, and I realize that the size charts are way off because they're for a country that has little people, and that's not me. And so I had this whole issue because I wear a size 12, and I can't believe I'm even saying this out loud, but I had to order like a size 16. I just couldn't do it. Have you ever done that? Have you ever gone to the store and you're trying on your size 12 and they go to about here and you're like, I'm not doing a 14 or I'm not doing the next size, period. That's not the size I wear. So I'm like, I'm telling you, I'm like going through this major anxiety about, oh my God, talking myself into, well, it's just the inches, you get one that you like. You want a dress that fits, that you'll wear, you'll feel comfortable, the whole thing. So then I get back online, a little panicked, and I'm going to fix it and make it right. And I get back online, and I'm like emailing these people. Of course, they're somewhere else. I don't know where. And they take 12 hours to get back to you. And so I'm like going, I made a mistake. I need this size. And then they get back, and they went, sorry, already started making it. I'm like going. So then I get on there and go, okay, I cancel my order. I want my money back. I don't want it. I really wanted the next size. I wanted actually a size 16. I really wanted this size. And so then when I canceled it, that kind of got their attention. And then they're like, okay, well, we'll see what we can do. We'll get back to you. I was like, so then I contacted the host site. Anyways, long story short, I'm in a panic. I'm all frustrated. I'm thinking, what am I going to do? I've got myself worked up into this place. Have you ever been there? Doesn't matter what the situation is that the instant something goes wrong, you go into control, you go into fix, you go into using your personal power, you go into, you're going to make it right, make it work. We do that in life all the time on everything. In fact, normally when something starts to go wrong or we get stressed, all of us go into action. You know, like the old Nike thing, just do it. And we go there. And I realized, and I caught myself because I don't like feeling all nervous and tense and that. And I caught myself and I said, man, I just got to get back in the space. And it dawned on me, the entire reason all of this is happening is not because of the dress or any of this stuff. It's because of this is where I've been. This is the energy I'm in. This is what I'm one with. This is what I'm creating. So what we do when we're on our spiritual journey, what we do is this is a journey of awareness. It's a journey of awakening. Our only job is to pay attention to ourselves, see how we're feeling, see if that feeling is in alignment with good, see if it makes you feel good, and if not, do whatever is necessary to go back to feeling good, because feeling good is feeling God, and in God, all things work. And I've been doing this long enough to know that if I shift my energy, I can't explain it. You have to be in there, as the title says, you can't explain it, but things shift. The entire universe shifts as we get connected, as we find our peace, as we find our oneness, as we get in that flow. Things just start shifting. But that's not always easy. I'm working it, and I do this for a living, and I'm working it, and I'm working it, and I'm talking to Rick, he's talking me through all this stuff, and this, that, and the other, and so finally, I have this talk, and I'm immersing myself in spiritual teaching and that, and all of a sudden I start feeling it shift. I start realizing that, all right, I'm knowing this oneness, I'm knowing it all works out, whatever going on, it's just a release. When we hold on and when we're so engaged, when we have our physical form and everything, we create tension, we create density, we create no flow. And our job is to let go so the flow can go. Release the restriction that we're holding on to. Let go so that it can flow. And sure enough, the instant I let go, all of a sudden I start getting emails from these different people because of the dresses I ordered. And finally, the last one that I saw, she said, "Don't worry. We'll make it." I was like, yeah, that's right. So I started immersing myself in what a blessing it is to be able to do this, that knowing that when we step, because it doesn't make sense, all the things we're thinking and fixing and doing, all the stuff we do in our brain doesn't make sense, that when we just let go, what we're doing is we're raising up to a higher vibration. And in that vibration of the Most High, when we're connected, when we're in the flow, there aren't words. There isn't logic. It's not in the head. It's in the heart. And it's a feeling. It's a feeling of well-being. It's a feeling that it's going to be all right. It's a feeling of peace. And I really don't know what's going to happen with these dresses, but I'm not worried. It's just something will work and it'll work out right. And so the message on that is that we step into that higher realm, into that place where I can't explain it. I don't know what's going to happen. But it'll be perfect, and it'll be all right, and it'll be good. Now, if you were to just say those words to somebody that are like, yeah, right, and then you get anxious, you can't just say that to somebody, but you literally have to take the journey of moving yourself up, and you've all been there. You've all been there where you're really feeling good and really feeling connected, and I'll tell you, things are just happening, and your whole life's working around you. Because of the power of our consciousness, we do change the world around us and everything that's happening, even in foreign lands, all the way around. It's energetics that's happening. It was the energetic that I was in that created the problem. It's the energetic that I'm in that solves the problem. It's the God consciousness, that flow of perfect right action. It's being in that space that makes it work. And what I realized is that we are always on a journey, no matter what we're experiencing in our life. We are on a journey of remembering. This is a spiritual path of remembering the truth. And because we're human, because we're on this leading edge, because we're the creators of all new, we're the ones that is birthing, we're on the edge that's birthing this universe. Because of that, we sometimes forget and we get carried off in these things, and these things happen in our life. What I described, we've all been through, and it won't be the last time we go through. So it's no big deal of what we're doing. But I picked up this book, and it's a book that I'm reading right now. I shared with you last time that I spoke here, and it's just profound. It's called The Way of Mastery. It's by the Shanti Christo Foundation. It's best, we don't have it in the bookstore yet, but it's best to get online and get it from them because it's cheaper if you're interested. It's kind of the combination of the Tao, Abraham, the Course of Miracles. It's written like the Course of Miracles. It's this absolute, it's just to the point kind of thing. Talking about the eternal. The Tao put it this way. It's the very first word of the Tao that says, the Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The Tao is both named and nameless. As nameless, it is the origin of all things. As named, it is the mother of 10,000 things. Desireless, one can see the mystery. Desiring, one sees only manifestation. And the mystery itself is the doorway to all understanding. So what it's saying is that when we're in the realm of doing, in the realm of what's happening in front of us, in the realm of fixing, in the realm of controlling, and when the realm of all of that, we are in this physical plane. But when we're in the realm of the Tao, when we're in the realm of God, when we're in the divine, we can't explain it. It's nameless. It's infinite in possibilities. It's volition. It's first cause. It's birth. It's new. It's something that's being set in motion. That's where we want to hang out. Because if we look at the form and we look at what's already been created, that's already done. We can't manipulate that and change it. We step into something brand new, and that is done through our consciousness, no matter who we're dealing with, where we're doing it, or how we're doing it. And so in this book, the Shanti Christo, as I read this page, meaning there's no mistakes, the very first thing I open up, it says to me, you have created this moment, own it. We don't like hearing that. But that's probably the most powerful statement that there is. Because if you've created this moment, if you own it, you just stepped into your power. And if you don't own it, you're fleeting. You're weak. You don't have anything behind you to help you create, shift, or change it. You created this moment. I created this chaos for whatever reason it was. It could have been in any example, but I created it. As I own it, I can shift it because I know it's not the truth of life. It's not the truth of the way I work or the truth of the way I've operated. I've simply kind of stepped off course. He goes on to say a statement that says, I am a creator of all I think, see, and experience. I am always free. Nothing impinges me but the thoughts I have chosen to hold on to. Nothing imprisons me but my own perceptions of imprisonment. Nothing limits me at any level or dimension of experience except that which I have chosen. In no circumstance is there anything of creation that has the power to dictate to me the choices that I will make. Our whole life and persona is revealing the effect of what you have allowed to make a home in your mind. This is Religious Science 101. But as I was looking at this going, I forgot. We forget. This is not a journey, or me being here isn't about telling or teaching or any of that. It's always a journey about remembering. And we need to remember and have people and circumstances help us remember. Isn't that what the divine does always? When something's gone wrong, it's my beloved helping me to remember. We can't go wrong. We're always being guided and led to remember the truth. Where we get in challenges and where we get in troubles is that we beat ourselves up for that which we have created. That's humankind's number one issue. We hang on to it and we beat ourselves up for it. Religious science in the old days, that's what it used to be. How did you create that? Which had all this shame on it and all of this, like you did something wrong. What we're knowing as we're moving now and we're going, up the spiral of spirituality is it's never about doing something wrong. As Abraham describes it, it's kind of like we're on this edge of creation and contrast, which I love that word, versus the contrast of what you want. Contrast, as it enters our life, simply is a birthing vehicle. It's a birthing vehicle that says, oh, let's create this, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. No big deal, no energy, no judgment. It's choice. It's creating a new choice for us. That is creating, that is volition, that is birthing, that is beautiful, that's magnificent. How wonderful that is. I want to share with you what they have to say on this. How many of you have not known the feeling of resting your head upon the pillow at night and not being able to sleep because it is just not going the way you expected it to? The reason you cannot sleep is because you are in judgment of your creations. But it is possible to cultivate just the opposite, in which you learn to look with perfect innocence upon all things that arise in the field of your experience. It is possible to look with innocence and wonder at every feeling from the place of curiosity. As you look upon a cloud that passes through the sky, look at it, marvel at it, its shape, its color, and embrace it, knowing that it does not affect the purity of the sky through which it temporarily floats. Each of your creations is exactly like this. It arises in the field of time and space. You experience it, and then it fades away. Every hurt that you have ever known is like a cloud that began to pass into the field of your awareness because you perceived things in a certain way. If that hurt is still lodged within you, it's because you latched onto it. You didn't let it float away. We all seek innocence and peace. We seek abundance, prosperity, and joy. The true kingdom of God requires openness, trust, expansiveness, and spaciousness. It's not constricted. It involves allowing, trusting, witnessing, and letting things come and go. It involves learning to cultivate a deep enjoyment of whatever arises, seeing that all things are simply modifications of a consciousness, and then letting them go when it is time to do so. And this is my favorite part. Rest assured, there is no one, not a single soul, who has ever discovered something that was birthed in time that did not also end in time. So what is it saying? Judge not. Allow it to flow through you. Allow it to just be creation. Allow it to be that which expands your being. Allow it to bring you back into alignment, into form. That's what we're living. That's what we're doing. It's from, as the Tao says, the nameless, the meaningless. It's from when we're hanging out in the vibration of the Most High that the vibration and the creation is. That the infinite possibilities are. The perfect right action is. We don't need to know why. We don't have to control it. We don't have to fix it. We don't have to go in and make it happen. We just need to allow ourselves to lift up through our spiritual practice, through reading, through meditation, through prayer, through friends, through anything that we can that's necessary to allow us to move up to that place where we go, oh, that's right. All is well. All is well. accept it. On a deep level, we love it. Acceptance where it is. Eckhart Tolle puts it well. He says, you don't solve problems by thinking, you create them. The solution always appears when you step out of thinking and become absolutely still. Then, a little later, when thought comes back, you suddenly have a creative insight that wasn't there before. The collective disease of humanity is that people are so engrossed in what happens, so hypnotized by the world at fluctuating forms, so absorbed by the content of their lives that they have forgotten their essence. The essence of all things, that which is beyond content, beyond form, beyond thought. Be is a tree, for the nature of a tree is still. Imagine a tree. It's completely still, yet it is very active. It's intensely alive, and it's reaching towards heaven. When the mind loses its density, its restriction, you become translucent. The Spirit can shine through you then into your world and the world at large. We must use the peace be still to every challenge and every problem that we have. It's energy in motion. It's the energy of what we're doing that has created the things that aren't working. We simply need to recognize when our energy is off and shift our energy back to God. Shift our energy back into feeling good. Shift our energy back into truth. Read, study, pray, meditate, anything that can get us back to that space. And the whole world responds because it's of like kind. And we attract like kind that's with us. And so they talk about what are we storing in our mind, because that's what our life is reflecting. Judge not by appearances. They go forth to talk about acceptance. The words ought to, should, must, and have to. Write them on a piece of paper and burn them. Such words are a denial of reality. They're not true. There's no such thing as ought to, should to, must, have to. There's freedom. Imagine being able to experience whatever arises without losing your sense of ease and peace. Consciousness is your sandbox, and you are creating the castles. You've simply forgotten or have judged your creations. When we abide lovingly in all our creations, the spiritual path can be one of immense joy and a deep inner peace. And so it sounds like life just works. Sounds like God just is. It sounds like we are made in the image and likeness of this. It is what we are made of. It is the activity. It is all the energy around us. And we're either conscious of it or not. We're either saying yes to it or not. We're either in the flow of it or not. So it's about choosing to be in that flow. It's about allowing everything to be that cloud that goes by, clinging to nothing, holding on to none of it. The Buddhists have been saying this forever. It is about non-attachment. For form is always changing, and it's our clinging and holding on to and have to and fear that it's going to go away, even our good. As you see something, you go, oh, I want this moment to last forever. It's all of that holding on to. What if life were like a city tour? We've all been on them. What if we went to this magnificent play? Let's say we took a tour through Yosemite. And the bus was taking us, and we looked at this beautiful formation of God that was created. And what do we say? Wow, Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. How magnificent. And the bus keeps moving and we look at the next one. We don't hang on to that last one. We don't miss it. We don't have attachment to it. We're filled with appreciation. We're filled with love. We're filled with awe and excitement. It did something to us. It activated something in us. It aligned us, and how fabulous that is, and we're grateful for it. And then we see the next one, and then we see the next one, and the next one, and the next one. That is what life is when they talk about form not being permanent. It's always moving. What if we could live from that perspective? It just is. It is what is a statement that said, it is what is. That's the beginning of wisdom. It is what is. It's just information revealing itself. I want to close with a statement about this journey. As you, the soul, divine spark, begin to choose to withdraw the attention and the value you have placed upon all things, and learn to simplify the nature of your own being, your own consciousness. You realize that you can surrender into something that seems beyond you. And as you entertain the thought of trusting that invisible, you become less and less of what you think you are, and more of what you were created to be. The perfect form of love. A channel, a simple vehicle through which the love of Spirit can shine forth. Your only task becomes cleaning your windows, polishing your floors, and weeding the garden so the light can pour forth unimpeded. No longer will you find the need to defend your perceptions that you have identified with an error. You will indeed know when you have come to that state of awakening, for you will be able to look out upon all created things that you have ever experienced, all reactions you have ever held in your mind, all perceptions, all judgments, all desires that you have ever held for anyone or anything, and as they arise in your mind, they will not disturb your peace. The last steps on the path are the lightest. You will discover at the end perfect freedom, perfect peace, perfect power, perfect joy, perfect love, literally, as the Bible says, the kingdom of heaven. Let us all walk together into that bliss, away from illusion, pain, fear, guilt, lack, and death. Let us remember the truth of who we are and what is happening always. For it is God and only God. I can't explain it. I don't know how or why, but you have to go there. And when you go there, and we all have and we all do, you just know it. All things work out. It's all God. It's all you. It's all me. Let us turn within together. Taking a big breath, releasing it. Closing our eyes to this world of form, for that is a creation that has already been created. Slipping into that realm of infinite possibilities, of first cause, of volition, of creation, of birth. Knowing our oneness with that magnificence, that infinite good, that infinite well-being, that peace, that love, that joy, that abundance that cannot be measured, that cannot be taken away, but is always present and always my being. I say yes to that. Yes. Releasing any constrictions, releasing anything that fogs my vision, releasing any thoughts or any anxiety, any density of the mind, and open my entire being to the infinite awe of God, knowing I don't have to fix it, control it, change it. I just ride the rhythm of perfect right action. So it's with a heart that is wide open and filled with gratitude that I remember, was present always, but I remember and say yes to that good that is ours always. And so it is. Amen.
Again, with a lot of heart and soul and passion. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now. Hey, I trust you enjoyed that podcast. It was very exciting to be able to create that and to know that there are people like you all around the world that are observing and integrating these spiritual principles into their life. And so if you enjoyed it, what I'd like to do is encourage you to tell a friend or bring several friends together and watch another one of these podcasts. And then afterwards, take some time to talk about the spiritual principles, to talk about the stories and what significance they have and relevance they have in your life. What then happens is it moves to a deeper and deeper level in your world. It becomes real and assists you to create the freedom in your life that your heart and soul so desire. So if you like this, I encourage you to watch it again, but also tune into our website here at seasidecenter.org. There, you can get some of my written material and take a look at it. You can read some of my spiritual prayers. You can even go to our online bookstore and order some of the books. And if you're so moved, what I greatly would appreciate is your financial support, which you could do online at seasidecenter.org. It is support like yours that assists us to be able to continue to do these kinds of gifts for humanity and send it out to the world. Because you know what? We are making a difference with this spiritual message. And because of support like yours, people are being touched in the farthest reaches of this planet, as well as our backyard, more than we could ever begin to realize. So I thank you from the fullness of my heart for making a difference.
I can't explain it. I don't know how or why, but you have to go there. And when you go there, and we all have and we all do, you just know it. All things work out. It's all God. It's all you. It's all me.